All right, what's up, guys? So yeah, man, I missed this video. Like I don't know how I managed to miss a video of a furry talking about me. Like I'm extremely curious to see how this is gonna play out and stuff. I know at the time being of this video being uploaded. Yeah, this was like at the time where I was getting a lot of hate on YouTube. So most likely this ain't going to be no positive video, but I don't know, man. Like maybe, and that's it. I just think that was the reason why this video it wasn't really on my radars, because there were so many other different videos that were being uploaded about me that yeah, videos like this was it wasn't in the spotlight and stuff. But man, I think it's something where I'm like, at the time being, I think if I would have seen this video, it would have let me know that yeah, the community that's hating on me. I'm like, it's a community that you can't take serious, So, but nah, man, let's go ahead see this video. TMossBoss motivation too. There's another video that I seen that was uploaded about me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna check that video out too. But I got it open. But yeah, let's see a furry talk about me and stuff. Anyways, if you guys want to, you can go subscribe to Sakuzaro Dark Fang if you want to, but anyways, it just starting off weird. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't have nothing against people that want to dress up as a furry. Do what you got to do. But my thing is this: if you're gonna dress up as a furry and then hate on TMossBoss, it's a double negative. Like, one ain't gonna work out, and then the other one, it's kind of like, I'm not going to say like dressing up as a furry is a negative, but at the same time, it's like when you're adding that to making a TMossBoss hate video, you got to realize how silly it looks. But anyways, how long is he doing this? Like, okay, it's, I think after, like, he spent 20 seconds just, man.
You really don't like learning, do you? Well, looks like TMossBoss is at it again. He doesn't like.
Did he say TMossBoss? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that's like his nickname, but I'm like, bro, it's boss. Like TMossBoss. I'm like, I don't know where but maybe he's saying it as a joke. Anyways.
But he thinks he is at the right person to teach others. No point in me really going into more details than that. Let's just pop some of the holes he has, shall we?
What's up, guys? So, another motivational video that I want to share for you guys. Dang, what happened to that hoodie? Cause I'm like, that was a dope hoodie, man. I hope I ain't get rid of it, but no, that was a dang. I gotta check and see, because I'm like, I feel like I should still have that. Maybe I you know what, it might have been a thing, because I was like, there was like a lot of, there was clothes I was started like putting on weight and stuff, so I'm like, I might have dang, man, if I did get rid of that hoodie, that's stupid. That's just dumb on my part. I probably not, one of those things. I'm like, I should have just kept it. And I'm like, okay, if it's, small on me, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to deal with this, stretch it out and things. But dang, yeah, that hoodie was clean, bro. I don't even think they sell hoodies like that no more. I think because I got it at Zoomies. But anyways. To do like a lot of motivational videos for you guys.
You need to have the first one to be good, with no hypocritical points to think another one is going to work out as well.
Just motivate you with anything, really. So, I mean, pretty much what I want you guys to do before I get into this motivational video, comment something that that you dreamed about, that you have visions for, like something that you want to do in your life. Comment whatever it is below, whether you want to be a fireman, whether you want to be in the military, whether you want to be a YouTuber, whether you want to be an actor. Comment that stuff below. I will try to do it. Yeah, this was, and I still kind of do that till this day, where it's like, I find like something that like somebody, so it's just kind of like a test for me and stuff. Like, okay, this is something that I can talk on, even if I don't know nothing about it. Still though, I'm like, I'm gonna find something to say about it and things. But yeah, I guess like to a hater, it's like they'll look at it and they're like, oh, they just want to find all the negatives. And it's like, fam, you're dressed up as a furry on a whatever afternoon it was talking about me. You have to realize like what seems more sillier, a YouTuber trying to motivate people or a man dressed up as a furry talking about another man. Like it's things like that where I'm like, fam, like really, you gotta really look at a situation before you go through with it. Like you just set yourself up for failure doing
much
this.
research as I can to turn that into a motivational video for you.
Well, if you're gonna be that generous, then I want to be a Pokemon like Charizard, or Digimon like Tiamon. Oh wait, you mean something more realistic? Well, that's no fun. I would much rather watch someone else who would give me what I want.
Wanted anything, any dreams, anything that you got going on for yourself, I want to turn that into a motivational video for you.
Then if you want to go more realistic, how about a motivational video of suicide prevention? Yeah, bet you didn't think I was gonna bring something like that up. Because anyone else...
So what he's talking on, and it's funny too how that stuff just works out. But yeah, there was just a robot and his fans just trying to run with a narrative that I ignored a suicidal person. Turns out it was just a robot fan just trying to get content, and so it was even an actual suicidal person and stuff. But and that's another thing too where I'm like, why out of like the hundreds of thousands of people that was tweeting that day, how is it that my tweet was the only one that popped up? So like, there was a lot of like mistakes with that situation. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I mean, anybody, I guess, like, yeah, bringing it up now, I'm like, back then it was like, okay, I didn't really know of the situation, but bringing it up now, I'm like, I mean, this video, it is old, so that's why I'm like, I gotta remember it's an old video and ain't like something that just recently came out. If this guy were to do something like this now, I'm like, sir, I'm like, just stop it. I'm like, just please stop. You're embarrassing yourself more than you trying to embarrass me at things. But anyways, but yeah, it's something now where I just think it's whatever, because I'm like, yeah, the person was even just to know that somebody was doing that for content. I find that a lot more disrespectful than the narrative that people were trying to put out about me and stuff, you know. And overall, it's like, I guess, like, if people would still want to run with that, hey, be my guest. You do hate me for any reason that you got made up in your head. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you got to understand that a lot of the stuff that was brought up around my name, it was based off of a lie, or just, you know, I guess like somebody trying to turn a small situation into something that it shouldn't even have been. But anyways,
can do that job for you. But, oh, I don't know. Showing actual support and having multiple links and numbers on the side for prevention hotlines to help. Especially for this month, of course.
so how did he like rig? That's something I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess like with like them like helmets, masks, whatever they want to call it. Like, how do you rig it to where your mouth? I just feel like he invested too much time into that. You know, he ain't telling nobody about that too. Like he got that hidden off. It's like, how do you bring that up to your family? Y'all like, oh, like, you know, you're like, dad's a lawyer, mom's a doctor, you know, siblings, they're like, you know, they got their own like professions that they're following in. You're a furry with a mouth mobile helmet or mask or whatever. It's like, that's, please tell that to your family. But anyway,
but this video, I want it to be for people out there where it's like, you are doing videos, but then you have people that's like trying to tell you what to do when you are doing videos.
Yeah, it's called Twitter, Facebook, and the comments section. You'd be surprised how much you would actually get help if you actually looked at them.
And it's like, this ain't really trying to tie to me, but that's like, I've seen it. Like, I've heard about it with other people and stuff and YouTubers, where it's like, they will do videos, but then you'll get that one person that's mad at the way that they're doing those videos.
Yeah, it's called haters, trolls, and annoying spineless bugs. It's called ignoring them as a solution. There, I solved your problem right there.
so why not have just done the same thing with this, but instead you decided to dress up and talk about me? But hold on for a second, because I gotta okay, there we go. But one would think that he would follow his own advice, but I'm like, no, it's like you purposely went out of your way to set all this stuff up and things, and it's just not in the best quality at that. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm overly criticizing. Let's go ahead and get back into this video.
And so it's like, yeah, I might, you know, like, use myself as an example. I might talk about my situation, but for the most part,
Most You make everything about you. Through your experience, your time, and everything. It is
Okay, so my thing is this, talking on that, why I guess would I and that the thing is this, that's why I always make sure to separate when I say like, okay, for an example, talking on this. But if there's something that I can relate to and I know about it, why not talk about it? I just don't. I don't know. Like, I guess like maybe he wanted me to put out people's personal business and things. I guess learn about my circle and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that to people. If they want to talk on their own situations and their problems and all that stuff, they've got that God-given right to do so. They could create a YouTube channel, TikTok, podcast. It don't matter. Twitch streams. It's like, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm like, they want to talk on it, they can talk on it. But I'm going to talk on my own stuff. So, but yeah, there are some situations though where I'm like, yeah, I try to, I guess, attempt to make it where it's not about me. But I'm like, if there is something that I can, I guess, like use as an example, then I'm like, okay, then I'll do that. But how is it a problem? It's just, I feel like that's like somebody, it's like, you're just trying too hard, I guess, to be a hater in this situation. It's like, fam, it's, I guess, yeah, like standing out and then just what he's talking on. I'm like, bro, this could have been one of those videos where it's like, it didn't need to see the internet. But anyways.
all about you. You don't give up any other better examples.
You start doing these videos, you start building up a following, but you also start building up a secret following. And a secret following is haters.
Well, yeah. Pretty much no brainer there. You can't assume that your content is gonna please every demographic that's gonna watch it.
I'm sorry. Realistically, dang, this video is 23 minutes long. But this would be somebody where I'm like, if I had worked with them or was cool with them, I'm like, nah, bro, conversation is gonna have to be short. It's just them people that like they gotta nitpick at everything. So I'm like, fam, let it go. Like, dang, well, I just realized it's like, bro, how is your mask? Like, you're cockeyed, bro. Like, good, put the specs on or something. Like, just looking at the mask, I'm like, wait a minute, his eyes is going in different directions and stuff. I'm like, bro, how you gonna get a cockeyed furry mask? Like, I just feel like that yeah, you should. I'm like, dang, dude, do they have like furry masks like on Temu or something? I'm like, that's, man, it's just, you gotta go to like Lens Crafter or something.
At that point, it would be too easy that you might as well just dangle a bunch of keys in front of them.
Okay, now haters are everywhere. Haters are absolutely, they're everywhere. You can't start something, you can't start a business, you can't start anything for yourself without having haters.
As true as that is, Moss, you can prove them slightly wrong by, enhancing your experience and upgrading not just your content, but also yourself to show that you can do better.
Says the guy that's pretending to be, what is he supposed to be, like a fox dog, whatever. It's like, it's funny, like when people, they try to like give out advice or whatever the case may be, but it's like they post videos like this and I'm like, how am I supposed to take you serious on anything that you're saying? Like, I guess like maybe if I was a furry myself, then I'm like, I feel like it would be a fair, fight and things. But it's kind of like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you just kind of like looking at the person and it's like, I'm sorry, but like what you got going on right now, it's a little bit more distracting than the conversation that you're trying to have. But anyway,
I think that's a little too much for you. Just sit back down. You'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure the man that created McDonald's, he had haters. I think they even made a movie about that. I still have to, I have yet to like watch that movie.
Yeah, they're called Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, and Subway lovers. And that's fine for them. And yes, they did make a movie. It's called The Founder. A recreational video about Ray Kroc, who started the McD chain. And diabetes in America.
But for people that made video games, they have haters.
And they once again try to improve, whether through graphics, character designs, story visuals. Till you get the feminists involved, and well, that's a different story altogether.
Okay. What else? Movies. They have critics. That's their prime example. When it's like when you make a movie and then you got that critic and they're just saying like, oh, this is poor taste, this is a bad movie and blah 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 and stuff.
For one thing, that's their job. So they can let people know by their own opinion if the movie's even worth it or not. Nostalgia Critic is one of the highest examples of this making reviews of movies from bad to decent. And in some of those reviews,
I guess the point that I was trying to make is that at times you can't trust what a hater says. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like they're, somebody's using their own personal opinion, I guess, to criticize or whatever a movie, TV show. It's like they're going based off of what they wanted to see. That's the thing, though. You can't do that. That's one of those things where, yeah, there probably might be some people in the world that already knows that, but it's like you got to explain it to people like him or others, where it's like you go to a person's YouTube channel or you go to the movies and watch their movie, or you're at home watching a TV show and you're all like, oh, they should have added this, they should have did this, they should have did that. The thing is this, people got to understand is that your opinion for for yourself, or I guess like that's what you want to get improved, or it's like, is that something that you can speak for everybody? More so saying it's like, is everybody going to agree with your opinion or your criticism? Because not everybody's going to agree with this. So I'm like, yeah. So like, for an example, you're watching the new TV show, Welcome to Derry, and you're all like, oh, they're not showing enough of Pennywise. And I'm like, okay, the thing is this, for that, and that's why I'm all like, that's one thing I always say about like critics and people that want to like sit around and do stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, you come out with a better version of it, but until then, it's like this is the version that's gonna come out. But it's like if you're criticizing something, I guess before it sees its full potential, I'm like, is that valid criticism? So that's why I'm like, fam, so talking on this TV show, if you're trying to compare it to the movies or the book, I'm like, okay, maybe if it was another book being like written about Pennywise and It and Welcome to Derry and all that stuff, then I feel like it would kind of fall in that same category. But you're trying to compare two different things. So like if you did read the books and you're watching the show and you're like, oh, this is missing this, that, and blah blah, I'm like, fam, it's two different things. Yes, it's about the same thing. It's about or I guess like different sources of entertainment. Yeah, it's like and if the thing is this, you want to, I guess, see a book version of it, or you feel like that there's some things that's missing. It's like there's this website called Wattpad. It's like you got Microsoft Word, you write out your own version. But I guess like that's how I've always went about life, is that if there's something out there that I don't like, whether it's a movie, TV show, YouTube video, music, whatever, I create my own version. And if I can't, fam, then I'm like, I guess that's just an area of life that I just need to avoid, stay away from it. And I'm like, but I guess with me, I just don't be sitting around finding a reason to criticize and hate and doing all this other extra stuff that's just not necessary at things. It's just, I don't know, but it's my own personal opinion. But anyways,
through either explanations or skits, he does have examples of the creators saying that what they create that comes out with their name on it, they do not approve, but yet they go with it due to the producers and Hollywood being crap. But he never says, don't watch it just because I say so.
And it's like, all right, I had fun making this movie. Everybody else had.
He's going based off of what he said, but I'm like, did I talk about him, or am I talking about the critics that I've seen? See, that's what I mean by like people when they'll find like a reason to argue with you about whatever, but they're bringing up stuff. I'm like, okay, that's them and those people. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about something completely different. So that's why I never really sat down and wanted to, I guess take the time out of the day to argue with these guys, because it's like, okay, you're trying to build my argument and your argument, and it's like, fam, no, it's like I guess like when people, it's like, all right, if you're gonna be like, I guess, debating and arguing with people and all that, you can't build their argument or build up their debate and then assume like, oh, they gotta go based off of what I'm saying. No, I'm going based off of what I was originally talking about. But anyways,
have fun making this movie. So really, it shouldn't even matter. And we plan on making a sequel. That's how you know when if a movie does bad, or it wasn't even, I wouldn't even say it does bad. Like, it did good in the box.
What's up with my life? Why am I moving like an old Bruce Lee movie? I'm like, bruh, it's just, I really don't want to sit down and watch this video, because it's just, it's something where I'm like, I can admit, like, this wasn't one of my best videos, but I've improved over the years as a content creator. I just think at the time being, it was like, I'm dealing with hate. I'm working this job in Seattle. It's like, fam, I was stressing during this time. So I guess if people were to ask me where was I at mentally, I was like stressed. I'm like, yeah, I had a lot on my plate at the time. And so, but I guess like now I'm like, yeah, I would say that more so just, due to like just me wanting to grow. I'm like, but it wasn't going based off of what a furry would say. But it's like, fam, how you gonna do a video about me and it's like you can't even get the editing down right? It's like you were so worried about, you know, being a well-dressed furry and stuff. I'm like, fam, you should have been doing a little bit more with the editing. But anyways,
everybody loved it and stuff. Like, for an example, the Batman and Superman, Batman versus Superman, that should be a prime example.
Wow, great example to use. And he did a review for that one as well. Link in the description, ladies and gents. But still, not a good enough argument. A better example would have to be...
And that's the thing, like, with just a robot and his fan base, everything was an argument. So I guess, like, for somebody that wasn't really following the situation at the time, so if I like, so videos like the video that he's talking about, for an example, or any other video, they always wanted to find an argument within it. And I'm like, fam, this video is not an argument. Like, why do you guys think everything needs to be an argument? But anyways,
the labyrinth, in my opinion, because every critic actually did a review of this one, and they will say crap from the CGI to some of the puppet work, the dialogue, the story, and on some of the points I do agree with. But then they can all come to a compromise, common ground, come together and say how magical it is, how strange it was meant to be. But of course, the best of all is to talk about David Bowie in all his Bowie-ness. Not just his package.
Talking with my friends just today, it was just like a friend of mine was telling me, like, her, you know, like, bringing down situation, and I'm like, nah, you gotta check that person. You know, you need to let them know, like, this is what I'm doing. Okay, if you have a problem with that, the door is right there. Like,
funny, because in your case, if someone tries to give you even a pinch of criticism, then you might as well just block them. That's a slam door to the face if I ever heard one.
Like, you don't have to be in.
So I guess if people are like, you know, wanting to know my comments on that, if it's coming from just a robot and his fan base, I know that it's not legitimate criticism, you know. I guess, like, and that's the thing where I'm like, have dealt with so much, like, whether it's like face-to-face criticism, whether it's friends, family, what else, and then of course like criticism on the internet, but I've dealt with criticism, or more so have seen criticism where it's not insulting. You know, they're not doing videos like this and then being like, hey, we're just criticizing you. And it's like, no, you're dressed up as a furry hating on me. Like, I think people, that's one thing about it too, is that people need to separate when you're hating on somebody and then when you're, because I'm like, at the end of the day, this video, I'm trying to think, I don't remember talking about, because I was doing quite a few different motivational videos, and just the robot, his fan base, stuff like that, it wasn't, maybe it was, I just don't remember, but yeah, it was like, I guess, like, if I did bring it up, it was like, it was a main point in the video. This was like, those, like, I feel like this is at a point in time where they were just trying to find any things that they could hate on, and so yeah, they were finding videos on, because they were trying to hate on my gaming channel for a little bit, and then, I think I created, it was 2019, where I had created a channel where I was just kind of like talking on like news and hip-hop and rap community and stuff. They were trying to hate on that, and then, but then, yeah, this, like, they were already hating on my main channel for the reactions, but just with all the other different content that I was doing on my, like, whether it was voiceovers, comedy skits, and that's the thing where I'm like, okay, you guys are just, like, criticizing random stuff that doesn't even, like, I get the videos, I guess, that involves you, but then it got to a point where you guys just started criticizing all this other stuff, and I'm like, how does this involve you? You know, so, like, I guess, like, if I could put that in like terms of like Rotten Tomato, and I guess like maybe Rotten Tomato might not be the best example, but let's just say it was a company like Rotten Tomato where they were more so known for reviewing racing movies. So yeah, let's say there's like, oh yeah, we reviewed the Fast and Furious series, the Need for Speed movies. What was that one? F1, and then what was that one movie? It was Ford versus Ferrari. But then out of nowhere, they reviewed Titanic, and it's like, we aren't subscribed or following you for that reason. So I guess, like, putting it back to just the robot and his fan base, it's like, do you think any of his subscribers were like, yeah, and there was probably some where they were subscribed to him just to see what he overall was saying about me and stuff, but it's like, it's not his most viewed videos. You look at his like top 5, top 10, or even top 20 most viewed videos, might be one of my videos in the mix of it. But there's all these other different videos that he uploaded where it's like, bruh, don't nobody, even when you look at the last video that he did about me, nobody didn't care about that video. So I don't know, maybe it just had a lot to do with his channel dying or being dead. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, bruh, people aren't looking for this, you know? So like even this video, for an example, that's why I'm just now seeing it. This video got uploaded back in 2018. Ain't nobody looking for the, oh, let me watch a TMossBoss criticism video about TMossBoss talking about motivating people and stuff. Yeah, it's things like that where I'm like, fam, you know, those I was just like, I got the like just getting off topic and things, because yeah, I don't really care all that much about this video, but I need to. Nah, them shoes is mad comfortable. I do. Yeah, it's like I got them. It's like just too far out to reach for them and stuff. But no, yeah, I'm like, these shoes is mad comfortable. I can't remember the name. I think it was like EX something. It was like Nike EX, but there is some comfortable shoes. In case you're all like, wait, what's some shoes in the corner? They're comfortable. It's like if dang, and I don't even have, because I did throw away the box and stuff. I have to like look them up and things, but anyways, but no, I think they got like that search image thing. So yeah, if you like copy this part, and then you might be able to find them and stuff, just in case if you were looking for some new walking and running shoes and stuff. But anyways,
involved in my life in any way, shape, or form. But it's like if you can accept me for who I am, that's cool. All right, thumbs up on that one. But if you can't accept me for who I am, then it's like, why should I accept anything that you're saying to me?
Let's make this list, shall we? First off, you don't seem to accept others yourself from saying kids should not start YouTube channels, and other commenters are fans to help you improve.
So I think the reason I actually remember when I seen that or did that video, but yeah, I did a video where I was like, kids shouldn't be on the internet. He got that wrong by saying, like, maybe I did say that in the video where I was like, kids shouldn't start a YouTube channel, but I was like, no, there's just way too many I guess like negatives with kids getting onto the internet, because it's like you see where at times, I guess, like, you know, talking on Just a Robot and his fan base, you'll see people like him where he'll be taking advantage of kids. If not that, he'll be making a disrespectful comment towards kids, you know, or what else, manipulating kids into thinking, oh, this is right, when in reality it's actually wrong. So yeah, it's like when you got people, I guess, like this guy and Just a Robot, you know, where they exist on the internet, then yeah, I'm like, I know I wouldn't want my kids, the thing is this, if I had kids right now, it definitely would be a thing where before I get them into the internet, because I know eventually at some point in time they're gonna be like, oh, I want to get an iPad, or I want to get into gaming, or, you know, whatever the case, where it's like they are gonna have to get into the internet and stuff. I'm definitely going to be talking with them and letting them know, like, hey, avoid this, stay away from this, don't. If not that, then I'm like, you know, I guess if it's just too much to handle, and I'm like, you're not old enough to get into the internet. And I'm like, but I definitely would explain it to them. I'm like, this is why you should stay away from the internet. Yeah, it may seem like it's a fun place. Trust me, I'm like, there's areas of it where it's like, yeah, you're gonna realize, like, fam, the internet is dark. I'm like, and this is something that I have been thinking since I was a kid. Yeah, I'm like, you know, like, my thing is, because I'm trying to think, when did I see, I think I was either 12 or 13 at the time. But anyways, I'm like, a kid shouldn't be watching more. I might have been slightly older. I can't remember, but I'm like, it's one of those things though where I'm like, kids shouldn't be looking at like John F. Kennedy assassination videos, or kids shouldn't be dealing with bullying and harassment. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that kids done, you know, or yeah, getting manipulated into YouTubers into thinking something is right when in reality it's wrong. So I'm like, that's why I said kids shouldn't be on the internet. I still stand by that. So it's one of those things. I'm like, especially when I'm like, you know, I guess like when you got guys like him exist, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want my kids sit down. I don't even want to sit down and watch this video, and I'm 29 years old. So yeah, it's one of those things. I'm like, yeah, I don't want my kid all like, hey dad, is it normal to dress up as a fox and talk about other people on the internet? I'm like, no, it's not normal. Please don't do that. Do not go down that route, because I ain't trying to be, I guess, like, you know, peeking in being like, dang, where did I go wrong? So anyway,
so there's that issue. 2, as for the knots, I just assume it's because you don't want to change. You want to be stuck on one setting on your videos. You're as bad as Adam Sandler movies.
If it's like, if you can...
but look at how, my thing is this, if it's a toss-up between making videos of me dressed up as a furry or being the next Adam Sandler, I'm like, yeah, let's do a little Nikki Billy Madison part two. What else? I'm trying to think of some other movies. Happy Gilmore 3. I'm like, yeah, you'll catch me in an Adam Sandler movie before you see me doing if I ever do a furry video, it's because I'm making fun of you guys. I ain't aligning with y'all. So, but that's because I ain't trying to have another Thomas the Tank Engine situation. I'm like, let me just make it clear. I'm talking about this furry, not the whole furry community. But anyways,
clearly see that I'm not listening to it. It's not helping me.
Like you don't want to listen to others asking for your help when you open for its support. Again, people, hotline's down below.
Okay, I've done the things that you said, and I'm still in the same spot that I'm in. And it's just like, okay, what was that? What did that really do?
Help you become more than what you already are. My God, do we have to continue on repeat?
What was that going? What was that supposed to do? You know? So it's like that's the type of stuff where it's like you can't do what you want to do in life. Whatever you want to do. My friend, same friend that I was just talking about, she wants to open up a salon. So chances are she's gonna probably have haters along the way.
Well, yeah, because unless she can prove herself that her style of salon and work is on par or better than the competitors that fits the pricing that she's asking for, she won't be getting much of a notice.
But I told her, I was just like, when the time comes and
you could tell like he probably got like maybe some friends on the internet. If not, he ain't got no friends at all, internet or IRL. Because it's like it's people like him where I'm like, fam, if I'm trying, I guess like if I'm trying to, go to a friend to like, boost my mood and kind of like, just like give me some sort of motivation, I'm like, no, you definitely ain't getting it from him. I'm like, yeah, that's one of those things. I'm like, yeah, when was the last time I guess any of your friends had went to you the vent and you actually gave them some like good advice and stuff? Because yeah, I just based on just this small video that I've seen or just so far what I've seen, yeah, I'm like, fam, I know I ain't gonna learn nothing from this video. This is just done for just pure entertainment. But anyway,
YouTube is taking off for me, and I'm making all of this money from YouTube. I'm helping you opening up your salon
for your friends, not for kids or others wanting to make a channel or a better career.
I've told so many of my friends, I've said like anything that they got going on for themselves, best believe
why would I guess like, okay, so what he's trying to say that I'm like, instead of helping out my friend, I need to help out some random kid. I'm like, fam, I don't know that kid. I'm like, I'm gonna help my friend out. It's somebody that I know. I'm not just gonna go to a random kid. I'm like, hey, like I know that you're opening up a salon. I'm gonna help you. I don't know that kid, so how am I gonna help him? So yeah, I'm like, but I guess like at the end of the day, it's like talking to a parent. It's like, what would you rather? Who would you want helping your kid out? I guess like to motivate them and all that. Me, a normal or normally dressed person. Or this guy. So yeah, it's stuff like that where I'm like, bruh, have you looked at the mirror lately? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, even the thing is this, even if you take all that gear off, still look in the mirror. I guarantee and I promise you're gonna see somebody that you ain't proud of. So
part of it, I want to help you live that dream out, because it's like you see that I'm living my dream. Now it's your turn. All right, you're the one that's next up. And I have to say that's really the key of living a dream. It's like when you then live your dream and you're living it, it's time to help other people. It's like you kind of just like when you are living the dream, you look at the people around you and you see that they're looking at you living your dream. And then that's when you got to like just pull them up with you.
I could laugh at this if this wasn't too far from the truth and pretty fucking pathetic, people. Because, TMossBoss, you show examples on how you would not be the best example. I get better examples from Spoctor, Junkie, Dar, Nostalgia Critic, Majira. Because they understand it will not ignore people who see them as idols to look up to and want to be on the same level as them. Hell, none of them give up the examples that they are better than everybody else. They may joke about it time to time, but they don't think that. They much rather be on par or the same level as a common man or furry. They don't flaunt or label themselves.
Common man or furry. This guy. I like, bro. It's one of those things. I'm like, because yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is living on his own, but I'm like, did you do this video home alone or with people in the house? Because I'm like, you did this with people in the house. They had to have been on the other side where it's kind of like, oh, we ain't gonna hear him and stuff. But it's like, yeah, my thing is this. I guess like, who do you see doing their types of videos out in public and stuff? I don't know. Like maybe I gotta check his channel and see, maybe he might have changed and he ain't doing no furry stuff anymore. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, fam, he'll try to, I guess, like criticize me on like, I guess like overall, hold on for that, I'm like, let me put this water down and stuff. But him trying to criticize me on I guess like the person that I portray to be, and then you gonna put me in the, I guess, in the likings of Just a Robot and them other content creators. I'm like, and we do, I think he mentioned was Spock there. I'm like, ain't that like, didn't they get canceled? I'm like, I look, I don't know too many about all the other ones, but I'm like, Just a Robot on the other hand. So it's like, I guess like put me in the same conversation as him. I'm like, look at where I'm at right now and look at where he's at right now, where it's like this man literally had to start up a whole new channel because he was pretty much trying to run away from the hate and the drama and all that stuff. And I'm like, and it's, but even if we go back before that, how many videos have you seen me do where I'm defending a pedophile or a groomer or somebody that, you know, in those likings and stuff? And how many times has Just a Robot done that? So it's like, fam, it's like, yeah, on top of the Cinebear crap, then it's like he talks about how he's a fan now of EDP, and it's like, did he ever talk about EDP before, like, I guess like all his drama and stuff? Because if not, then it's like, so he became a fan of him after that whole situation with the meeting up for a cupcake crap, and then his editor was a pedophile. So it's like, it's things like that where I'm like, bro, if you're gonna put me in a, I guess like if you're gonna compare me to somebody that's a little bit more relatable. But if you're gonna compare me to people that have been canceled or they got some stuff going on, it's like, fam, that's not a fair comparison. It's like, by default, I guess like I would, if you're trying to say that I'm not a good content creator and you're comparing me to content creators that you allegedly say are good, then it's like, fam, this is not a fair comparison where they got all this crap going on. And when was the last time I got into some like, I guess like some legitimate like stuff where like I actually had to apologize or say some, you know? But it's like, yeah, things like the stuff that, at least on Just a Robot, I don't really know too much about the others, but it's like, do you, like, he didn't even, I guess like, so people are gonna probably be like, oh, he did apologize for it, but did he though? Like, did he actually properly apologize, or did he just try to make us understand where he was coming from? So I'm like, yeah, people gotta, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you're gonna try to control the argument, at least make it to where it's like, it's an argument that I can agree on. But it's like, you're trying to control it in your likings, and it's like, nah, fam, that's not a legitimate argument. But anyways,
You do.
Like, you gotta let them live the dream too and stuff. Like, yeah, if they, you know, I guess if they try to mess up your dream and things, like you pulling them with you and they trying to mess it up, you can't kick them out. You can't get, that's the whole point of dreaming. All right, you're in control of that dream. All right, you have absolute control of what you want to do.
Then in my control, I'm going to keep popping some flaw bubbles till it's getting through your big head that you need better arguments and better motivation.
And I feel like it's like a mental conscious thing. Like,
and that's the funny thing. And I know people will probably be like, they'll ask me, have you ever said you was good at arguments or you wanted to get into the argument scene on YouTube? No, I don't even know where that stuff had came from. Like, the thing is this, pretty much this is what happened. So a YouTuber that I was a fan of, he got into some drama. I did a video defending him. Wasn't starting no arguments, wasn't, you know, aiming it at nobody. I was like, I guess like the only person that was involved was Jack Films, and so that was the only person I had mentioned in that video. Other than that, I'm like, fam, Just a Robot didn't get mentioned, the furry community didn't get mentioned, none of Just a Robot's fans got mentioned. It's like they just walked up to me and just wanted to start arguing, and it's kind of like pushing them away. And I'm like, fam, I'm not gonna argue with you about something where it's like, because I guess like what they're trying to do with their arguments is that they're trying to convince me or change my mind on stuff, and it's like, fam, you can't, like, that's, I guess, like, to, you know, all right, so his situation, he wants to be a furry, or he is a furry and stuff. Do you think you would listen to somebody, I guess, telling you about like why it's bad to be a furry and stuff, like, oh, it's not good for your mental health, you know, it's like you're going to get more addicted than seeing this mask than your own actual face and things? He ain't gonna listen to me, you know? But that's the thing. And it's like, okay, so let's say it's on some business where I'm controlling the argument. And I'm like, oh, this is what's wrong with being a furry. This is stupid about being a furry. That's stupid about being a furry. Do you honestly, is anybody in the furry community gonna listen to me about them being a furry? No, they're not. They going, and that's the thing. Pretty much the same thing that I was doing. I'm like with reaction videos, but it's like, I guess it's not valid, you know, where it's like, I guess like the stuff that I was saying and doing, and it's like, no, it's just you're trying to have control of the argument and the conversation. And I'm like, that's conversations don't go like that. I guess like a legitimate conversation, but it's like, if you think you gonna come to my channel and have some sort of control over me or whatever, I'm like, fam, that's not gonna happen. I'm like, you're gonna have to I guess try somebody else that's, you know, that's not as level-minded and stuff. But anyway,
you can't really like let people get into your conscience. You can't let people like try to ruin what you got going on. Because it's like, really, if you do, then most likely you're going to stop. Yeah, you are going to stop following your dream.
Again, that's a given. But at the same time, they're all human. It's natural reaction to this sort of thing. Now, I will agree on this, ladies and gents. You should not let negativity get to you. But if it feels like it is, this is my advice, and take it however you wish. Turn off your computer. Lay down and think. Or rest. Watch TV. Play video games. Just something to give your body and mind a rest from it all, so you feel ready to get back up and continue. Because negativity is nothing more but a small pill that will help you get better when you know how to get around it. Never let it consume you.
To them mentally, and prime example. And I feel like that, you know, yeah, it's like I really shouldn't be talking about, but they put that in the movie. They put that in the movie and stuff. And I feel like that might have been the downfall of a singer's career, the Bobby Brown story. And I'm pretty sure everybody probably most likely watched that.
Nope, I'm not into the whole hip-hop, rap, whatever the guy did as career, so I'm not into it.
Hip-hop, rap, that's what Bobby Brown, yeah, see, that's what I'm like, it's people like him, and it's like, fam, you literally had the internet. You could have very well looked up to see, oh, let me do a little bit of research. See, that's what I mean by like, people like him just being closed-minded, and again, you know, just trying to control the argument. It's like just simple research, and you could have seen that Bobby Brown, I guess, like maybe he might have did some hip-hop and rap music here and there, but it's like, fam, he wasn't a hip-hop / rap artist, so that's why at least I wouldn't call him that and stuff. He was more in R&B and stuff. But anyways,
normal to be in the loop of his life.
They was like, yeah, it was about Bobby Brown. But yeah, there was a scene in there where Whitney Houston was reading like tabloids, like magazines and stuff about her, and then they were saying like all these like crazy and bad things about her, and you can see that it got to her.
Possibly that the negativity at the time can also be due to around that time starting out, people probably didn't believe that a woman singer could do better than a man could. And according to her interview with Oprah, she believed that Bobby Brown was jealous of her career and of her talent. And that it was also the reason that Bobby wants to be the head star and not have anyone on the same god level as he thinks he is. Reminds me of someone else who thinks that way.
Doing on here and things, whether it was my music, whether it was my reaction videos, whether it was my gaming videos. My gaming channel, prime example, when I was doing gaming videos on there, people was getting on me about a mic. And I'm like, I don't have the money right now to buy me a new mic. And then they're getting mad at me. And it's like stuff like that.
Oh no, someone giving you criticism and trying to tell you something is off. Haters, possibly, but in that mix are possibly others trying to tell you need a new mic with better sound cancellation and voice volume. Oh no.
Just like, no, I'm not gonna.
It's just, man, you know, it's kind of like just easy target. You know how like when playing the video game and then you're like level 100, like whatever type of game it is. Like, yeah, let's say you're playing Destiny, right? And you're like a level 30 Titan, and then there's like them like level like 10 and 12 enemies that just be kind of like on the side of the map. It's like easy targets. You could get the XP, might be able to get an engram and stuff, but it's like, man, that's beneath me. I'm like, nah, let me kind of just go. That's how I feel watching this video. It's kind of like it's something where it's like it's beneath me, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's an achievement that I need to get or something. But it's just, man, it's funny how like he, you know, even just talking on that and stuff. The microphone situation. So yeah, at the time being, I did like on my gaming channel, I didn't have the best mic. I had like, I think it was I was using like a Turtle Beach headset as a microphone. And no, yeah, people were like commenting, talking about, oh, get a better mic. And I'm like, fam, I don't have the funds. I don't think that's not like, I don't know if you're not comprehending about that, but it's like, I don't have the fun. Now I do. Yeah, now I could go out and get me whatever microphone I want to get and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, it's like, fam, that to me, it just seems like it's like you're kind of not listening to what a person is saying. Like, and that's why I'm like, people need to really work on their listening skills, because if you're telling somebody like, hey, go get you a new mic, your mic that you got now is bad, they left you a plain, like, you wrote the comment in English too, and they responded back to you in English. Well, it's like I was saying in Spanish, sign language, or any other language out there. It's like, fam, I said it in plain English. I do not have the money to go out and get me a microphone, so this is the mic that y'all gonna have to hear. you come back to the next video saying the same stuff, I'm like, then yeah, at that point I am gonna have to, I guess, like, you know, make a smart remark or something. But I'm like, and that's the thing, people say that, oh, it's like you're not accepting criticism and all that, and it's like, what? All right, so my thing is this: what sense would it make for Rotten Tomato, if we're going to talk about, like, I guess, like, some legitimate criticism, what sense would it make for Rotten Tomato to like, I guess, like, leave the same bit of criticism? Like, so yeah, like, let's say the Fast and Furious movie comes out for the first time, they criticize the same movie and just kept saying the same thing 10 times over. We seen it the first time. It's like, what are you saying it again for? Like, that's what I guess, like, that's what I mean by, like, you know, people, if you actually hear out other people's arguments and what they have to say, I'm like, oh, wow, that stuff actually makes sense. But yeah, I'm like, that's one thing I guess, like, I should have said it a little bit more with just a robot and his fan base. I'm like, yeah, y'all got to work on your listening skills. I'm like, you guys be, you know, it's like people say things and it just goes in one ear and out the other. Then you guys just run right back to saying the same old stuff. And I guess eventually it just gets to a point where it's like they get ignored. Then that's when they want to, oh, now let's start accusing them of this, let's start saying this, let's start saying that. But anyways,
allow somebody to like get mad at me because it's something I can't control. So I'm like, no, then don't watch my videos. I'm not gonna sit here and like, if this is what I gotta use right now, this is what I gotta use. So it's like, and even then people are all like, they still like trip about it. But the thing is, like, all right, so they will watch the video, then have one of your friends watch the video, okay? One of your, and I feel like that your closest friends, they will be the ones that tell you if something is not right with what you're doing.
Oh yeah, because only your friends are the right people to give you advice on how to improve and give you what you need for your content. No,
it's more legitimate than a hater, you know? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I guess, because no, the times where it's like if a friend, no, so actually, no, there was a time though, I've talked on this before, but for those that are hearing it, you know, if you haven't heard it before, hearing it for the first time, there was a friend of mine that reached out to me and was wanting to, I guess, like, you know, just my advice. No, actually, yeah, my criticism with a video that they uploaded. They uploaded the video. And I told them, I was like, but that was the thing, though. I was joking around. I wasn't saying no stuff all like, oh, your video is horrible. Like, your mic is bad, camera quality is bad, this and that is bad, and all this other. No, I was like, I think I cracked the joke. This was all, you didn't blink at all in that video. I was like, you just was just straight face, just staring at me. But it was something that we both can laugh about. I guess, like, with me, it's just, I'm a little bit more of a people person than people like him and just a robot and stuff. I'm like, yeah, what was it? Like, what happened with, like, when Just a Robot talked about his interactions with people at his work, and well, he didn't go to school, so I'm like, well, I guess like his classmate would be his sister or something. But anyways, but no, it's like, well, what was the conversation like, I guess, with his with people that he knows IRL? And so, but no, overall though, it's like I wasn't being disrespectful. I'm like, okay, you want my criticism, I'm going to be flat out honest with you. So I'm like, but that's the thing though, I'm like, I'm not gonna be in control of your channel and what's being uploaded on there. So if you upload a video, yeah, I might not know absolutely nothing about that genre, but if you want my criticism, I will do my best to criticize it. If you don't want to, I guess if my criticism isn't good enough or isn't what you were looking for, then I'm like, yeah, then there are people out there. I guess like more so it would seem like it would be more valid for somebody else. Like if you're criticizing my reaction videos, I'm like, oh, so you must do reaction videos yourself. If you hit me with, oh no, I'm like, well, how are you gonna tell me about reaction? It's like, you haven't even done, because I feel like people that do reaction videos, they ain't sitting around looking to criticize somebody else's reaction video. Like, how many do you see, I guess, like I'm Dante in my comment sections criticizing my reaction videos? Do you see Tyro Magnus criticizing my reaction videos? That's the criticism that a person would be looking for if you're doing my line of work. But it's like, what sense would, I guess, like, so would you, using, I guess, your own words against you, would you listen to my criticism about you being a furry? Because then you're gonna be like, well, what do you know about being a furry and all that? So it's like, why is that argument okay with you, but it ain't okay with me? I'm like, please, like that's the type of stuff I would like an answer to. But anyway,
other tuber who knows what they're doing or talking about with better research and advice on equipment and topics.
Those, I feel like that your closest friends, those would be the ones that's trying to help you. Like if you can see it, like serious, if you can see it in their face, all right, that they're all like, okay, you know, I watched their video, the microphone, it was messing up at some parts, you know, and it's just like, and they would really, I feel like that if a friend sees that you're trying to live out your dream, they would recommend like, okay, there's
like,
this
you're gonna be respectful, pretty much.
The Blue Snowball.
Mixed reviews on it, but at the same time, if you do this little thing of saving your money and take some extra advice other than just what your one friend is suggesting, you'll find there are many other options and better quality of sound and background cancellations on microphones than a snowball.
So it's like, it's stuff like that. That's where it would try to help you. But comments.
And the blue snowball, that was actually a pretty good microphone. I had just got something that was, but I just didn't like how it was built. Like, so as far as the quality, oh yeah, the quality was good. If you guys actually know, if you go back to some of my earlier, because I'm trying to think of a video where I did, I guess like if you can see it in the video, then yeah, then that would be a video where I used it. I thought the microphone quality is good. I just didn't like how it was set up though. Like it had like this tripod, like built to it and things. So I'm trying to like make sure it doesn't fall over or any of that. And I'm like, yeah, and you have like a small table and things. Yeah, the blue snowball, it was a little bit more, it was difficult to manage versus, well, no, I was using the HyperX Quadcast for, I still actually do use it. I use it for when I'm recording podcast episodes. But this is like my go-to microphone now, the Astro A50, because I'm like, yeah, this microphone, I wasn't expecting it to sound as good. It just kind of like, surprised me and things. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm all like, if you have the money to go out and get what you want to get and things, and it's like, but that's if it's something that's on your radar. But if you're like, no, I want to go out and get the blue snowball, what's wrong with you wanting to go out and get the blue snowball? It's like, what if I don't want to get none of the other microphones out there? What if I'm like, this one has a unique sound to it? And you know what's funny, when I look at somebody that like still uses the same microphone and he's been using it for the years now, and it's like all these other different microphones with good quality and all that stuff, but no, H2O Delirious, bro's been using the same microphone for like what, over 10 years. And that's the thing where I'm like, and that's no, and no, actually, and it was funny because he had he changed it up. It was for a video. He started using a more modern microphone, and people was like, nah, go back to the old one. So that's why I'm like, I guess like there probably would be that one person that'll comment like, oh, his microphone quality is horrible, I don't like it, and all this other stuff. So at the end of the day, going right back to what I was just talking about, who are you going to listen to? Those that actually care about your content, or that one person that's, yeah, I guess they sitting around recording content like this, talking about your content. So yeah, that's what I'm like, fam. I guess like, put yourself in my shoes. Are you going to listen to me about, the whole furry crap, or are you going to listen to somebody that actually knows about it? So again, that's what I mean by people trying to control the argument and the narrative and the conversation. It's like, yeah, you only going to be seeing it from your point of view. You ain't gonna be seeing it from other people's point of view. That's why nobody don't want to sit around and debate with you guys and argue with you guys, because I feel like that he'll be on the losing end of an argument, and then he'll just either like, oh, I'm gonna leave and stuff. Because what was that one, that Vincent guy, where I think he was talking to OpBlock and he was like, oh, I'm just gonna leave. And same with Just a Robot. He did the same thing when talking with OpBlock. He's like, I'm just gonna leave because he ain't trying to hear his criticism. So it's like, to me, it's just kind of funny how that stuff, how it just, how that works, where it's like they spend years telling me, oh, you need to accept my criticism, this, that, put themselves in that person's shoes, and then you see they do the same exact stuff that you're doing. So anyway,
it's like, your microphone is crap. I'm like, you're not guiding me, you're not helping me. Like,
then that is where you either ignore it or go into the comments and reply with, hey, I know and I do plan on getting better one day. Know any good suggestions? Oh.
And the funny thing is like, when I did ignore you guys, what did y'all do? It's like, oh, he can't accept criticism. So it's just, at the end of the day, it's lose-lose when dealing with these guys.
Wait, that's right. I keep forgetting this is you. You much rather take a friend's critique rather than a viewer's.
And it's just, once again, put myself, I'm not trying to make this video about me, I swear.
Too late.
But it's like, when people was getting on me about editing, no editing software, no nothing. Like, you just say, edit your videos. Okay, with what?
Oh my god, you apparently think everything needs to be handed to you, and that you don't need to do a single damn thing or research.
Fam, and so that's why I was asking was that, okay, you're telling me to, because this is before I knew about like Wondershare, Filmora and stuff. I was using I think, what was that one, like that free one? It was like Windows Movie Maker or something. That's what I was using originally to edit my videos and stuff. But when people are like coming, they just saying like, oh, do this. I'm like, okay, well, with what? I'm like, that's the thing where it's like, if you're going to like actually criticize people, it's like, that's when it's like, I feel like you're going to have to like criticize them in a way where it's like, you're not so much like guiding them or holding their hand, but it's like, okay, if you tell me to edit my videos, it's like, rather than just saying like, hey, edit your videos, well, like, hey, there's this good software called Wondershare Filmora, where if you're trying to cut out parts, it's a little bit more easier. If you're trying to add special effects, they got a section for that, or if you want to use something a little bit more advanced, kind of like how, like, for an example, I ain't saying you got to give out like a Chat GPT answer, but like if you go and ask Chat GPT, like, hey, what editing software is good? And they're going to be like, oh, Adobe, Premiere or something, or Sony Vegas or Wondershare for More, like all these different programs and stuff. But yeah, it's like you just leave that one comment and stuff, but it's like you just keep leaving the same comment over and over again. It's like, okay, for one, it's like you're kind of canceling out your criticism if you just, well, not so much as like canceling out, but it's like it's just kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? You know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the criticism is just, it ain't gonna matter, because it's like, okay, like, are you actually trying to, you know, like not so much as improve the content yourself, but are you actually trying to help me and guide me? Because if you're just trying to, I guess, do it for your own you know, likings, where it's like, oh, I'm only doing this for my own entertainment, I don't care about nobody else. And I'm like, yeah, then of course criticism like that ain't going, it's not going to be valid, because I'm like, I'm trying to entertain the world, I ain't trying to entertain just you. So yeah, it's just people that need to understand that. But anyways,
at the very least, when I started doing my videos, I started researching. I did research from software, microphones, etc. because I want to improve myself. Even to this day, I'm trying to.
I ain't do. I think I came out and said that. I was like, I didn't. I was like, okay, I have me a computer, and you hear it's like that with a lot of, you even hear it with musicians. They're like, oh, I didn't have, you know, no multi $100,000 or $1 million studio and stuff. It's I had this gaming headset, you know, I had what else, GarageBand, and I did what I possibly could do with that music, and then you end up seeing them winning Grammys and a bunch of other, you know, MTV, BET awards, I guess, depending on what genres they are part of and stuff. What's that, like country? No, yes, it's like CMT, like country music television or something. Like I don't know, but anyways, regardless, it's like, yeah, you know, you'll see, it's like, oh, all I could afford was this $100 guitar, and I was only able to do my music through recording myself through my iPhone. So it's like, if you're trying, I guess, like, you know, like put somebody down because of whatever it is that they're doing, it's like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna listen to that. There's like, if it, just like I said, if it comes down between listening to my dream and, you know, what I want for myself, or overall what you want for myself, I'm like, fam, I'm gonna listen to myself, you know. So it's like, if you got a problem with that, I guess, like, put yourself in my shoes. Would you listen? Are you gonna listen to me about being a furry, or are you gonna listen to yourself about being a furry? Because if it's left up to me, I'm like, fam, take all that gear off. Ain't nobody, it's like, you just getting made fun of at this point. But anyways,
improve myself by looking up better types of mic qualities, better types of software, filters, systems, because I want to do better. I want to expand my horizons. I am not sticking to one thing.
Like, that's just the type of stuff where it's just like, all right, if you're not guiding me, if you're not trying to help me live out my dream, then there ain't even no reason for me to listen to you and stuff.
Bad advice. Here, let me correct that advice. People, if you're getting comments such as your microphone is bad or you need to edit your video, simply ask them for suggestions or help. Or do research on mics.
He's assuming everybody's the same, so they're gonna listen to him on this. But it's like, there's people that are gonna be thinking along the lines. Yeah, there's gonna be people that think along the lines like him. That's okay. And there's gonna be people that think along the lines like me. That doesn't mean to attack them and get mad. And, you know, and it's like, no, it's like, let them be. It's like, because I guess, like, with me, it's like, if I give somebody advice or criticism on something, they don't listen, I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, you do what you got to do. I'm like, but I'm not going to, I guess, be over your head about it and stuff. I'm like, nah, it's like, you don't want my advice. It's like, all right, I'm like, I ain't gonna force it upon you and things. Think he could say the same thing?
Softwares. You'd be surprised what you can find, and it helps motivate you to go that extra step for better content. Don't just ignore it. Just see who can help you. You'd be surprised that the people that are hating you are trying to get your attention to help you get better.
And I want everybody to follow that. If nobody
did bad advice, I'm like, you know, I wouldn't recommend you listen to, like, oh, just because it's like, I say so, and it's like, yeah, therefore you gotta listen to a hater. It's like, there's at times where it's like, haters, so if a hater tells you to quit or kill yourself or whatever, and it's like, oh, they're just trying to give out good advice, like, life is stressful at times. Life is, so yeah, that's why I'm saying, I'm like, see, that's what I mean by people, and it's like, again, trying to control the conversation. That's the thing. People clicked on my video to watch what I needed to say. I'm like, so that's why I'm like, it's just him trying to, I guess, like, argue with me and change up what I had to. Yeah, I think he had to have been one of those people that kept commenting underneath my videos, and I either blocked him or deleted his comments. And I'm like, brain, nobody's not here for you. They're here for me. I'm like, that ain't me trying to, you know, be egotistical and all that other stuff. I'm like, no, that's just how it works. People clicked on TMossBoss to watch a TMossBoss video, not not know, oh, let's watch a furry talk about TMossBoss. This is probably the first time people actually sat down and really, I don't know, maybe other people, because the video does have like 300 and some views. Maybe he's like 300 and how many views this video has? Yeah, he done watched the video 334 times, and there's probably only, yeah, because there's only one person that no, it ain't even the person commented. The comment's gone. So I'm like, hold on for a second. Let me see. Yeah, it's like, they ain't even no comment there. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody watching this video. But anyways.
Nobody is not trying to help you live out your dream. They're not trying to guide you to your dream. And yeah, you should be the one that should be guiding yourself to the dream. And that's where it's just like, okay, that's where it's like you listen to yourself. You don't listen to nobody else.
Especially if those people do actually try to give you advice and you do nothing but tell them to mind their own business and block them. Right, TMossBoss?
Motivate yourself. Be there for yourself, okay? If you gotta like find like things that just
I guess I don't see nothing wrong with that, but anyways.
Find them, okay? Don't have it like, don't wait for it to come to you like.
I think people are doing that plenty with your talking videos.
Anyways, yeah. I have to say that because there's a book that I want to recommend to you guys that you guys should read, because I feel like that it kind of like helped me a little bit mentally. It's stuff that I already kind of knew, but it's stuff where it's just like, okay, I'm not the only one that's thinking this. So it's called The Master Key System by Charles.
That's a pretty good book. I never did finish that book, but it's dang, where'd that book go? I swear I just seen it somewhere. Dang, bro, how did I lose my own book? I'm trying to think. Maybe it might be that book right there. I can't even really tell. It might be that book. But anyways, but no, yeah, it is a pretty good book and things. I'm like, I guess like, I don't know what would be wrong with recommending the book. Like, I feel like that he is gonna criticize me on recommending that book, and I'm like, fam, if it comes down, and I heard about that book through XXXTentacion. So yeah, if it comes down between, you know, like getting, I'm like, yeah, what books you gonna recommend me? It's like Furry for Dummies, or, you know, How to Be a Furry and stuff. I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, I just know I ain't gonna go to you about no book recommendations and stuff. But I have a strange feeling he gonna criticize me about like the book I recommended, and I'm like, how's that bad? Well, I'm like, that's a book where it's like, I think I'll have to like check again, but I think they did say it's, but they always, I feel like that's like one of those stickers you just buy it to put it on the book, and they were like, oh, best-selling book and stuff. But no, it's like a book where it's like, yeah, a lot of people obviously know it. I feel like they know more about it than this guy. So I'm like, yeah, it's like, it comes down between reading that book and learning something, or watching your videos and attempting to learn something. I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna learn nothing from no furry.
Like F. Hannell or something like that. Charles Hannell is like Charles and then Haannel. I think that's how you spell his last name.
Oh yes, a book about nothing but become healthy and filthy rich. If that's the easy way we have,
I'm like, that's not what that book's about. So I'm like, he probably just seen it somewhere and stuff. And I'm like, it's a lot more to it than just that and stuff. It's been years since I've sat down and read that book, but I felt like that it was maybe a couple of pages where they mentioned anything about money and stuff. But it's like, it's more so just a better, you know, mental. See, I knew he was going to criticize me on this, but it's more so to like just help you out mentally, you know, whether it's like, because they talk on like communicating and stuff, like how communication is key. Overall is it's like, but it's just more so like it's a book that helps you out mentally, but it ain't got nothing to do with like how to get rich and crap. I'm like, if that was the case, I would have bought a book about that and things. But nah, yeah, the book it talks more about getting rich and things, but
and more rich people nowadays. Thanks to this book and this book alone, not by hard work and ignoring ridiculous advice and examples like yours. God, thankfully at this point, he stopped. For my ears couldn't take any more of his crap and evidence. Well, fake evidence, bad advice. Ah! I hope my motivation was a whole lot better.
Just stuff like this is cringy, bro. Like, I just don't. The thing is this, like, if you do furry videos, okay, just don't do videos like this. Please don't. Because it's cringy, and it gets to a point where I'm like, bro, like, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna retire after I'm done. I'm gonna go and, you know, become a painter. I'm gonna do Bob Ross streams or something. Grow out an afro and just, you know, yeah, paint like lake houses and lakes and sunsets and stuff. Because I'm like, yeah, it's watching content like this. It's hurtful. You know, it's like, dang, man, I wasted my time. I could have been doing something productive. I'm like, I got carried away watching this. I'm like, man, I want, you know, it's like, I'll watch this video for free, but I still want my money back.
Because I want YouTubers, old and new, to find their passion, whether new passion or old passion, to find it again. and get
Is that? I
off
think
the
yeah, because I think my part is done and over with. I'm like I don't want to watch that. No, I wonder if he probably ain't doing content no more and stuff. Yeah, it's like the last bit. Oh no, actually he no, he did a video a year ago and things, and so oh he actually did yeah, he did a face review. Yeah, he looks like the type of person that would dress up as a furry and stuff, but anyways, yeah, dang, he got a lot of videos. He got like, wait a minute, because I'm like, I hold on for a second, let me search it up and stuff, because yeah, it seemed like he got like a lot of different videos about me and things. I just thought it was like maybe two, but one, two, three. Oh, so it's like it's just 6 videos and stuff, but. Anyways, yeah, I'm like, that guy. I'm like, you need help, sir. you need some serious help, because I don't know what you got going on mentally, but it's one of those things. I'm like, you need help. I'm liking a lot of it. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you want to subscribe to that guy, you got that God-given rights to do so. Although I would recommend you subscribe to somebody a little bit more entertaining. But anyways, yeah, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.